Hello everyone and welcome to another Tribe Forex Power Hour. Today is April 16th, 2014. I'm going to do today what I've done for years, which is an analysis of the markets and evaluation of our strategies, which are based upon the 5 p.m. Eastern Time close of our daily bars and our 4-hour bars. Guys, basically we're going to do we're going to follow the same format that we always follow. I'm going to tell you how it works. We're going to do our daily market analysis, and then we are going to review any biases that we had in the past or any trades that we may be in at this particular moment. I'd like to apologize for this very, very late daily market analysis, but it does come in time for you to take trades in the London session and in the New York session, so I hope that you enjoy. Now, our formula for success is that we do a market analysis at 5 p.m. Eastern Time to determine what our bias is at that particular moment. What is our bias? Our bias is the probability that price will either go up or down. Obviously, if price is going up, we have a buy bias, and if price is going down, we will have a sell bias. Very, very simple concept, but many find it very hard to execute. Now, we execute in one of two ways. We take a set and forget it trade. That means that we determine our entry, our stop loss, and our take profit. We do not look at the trade or at the market until the next day. The other thing that we can do is that we can day trade in the direction of our bias using our pods, our points of decision for bigger profits. If you don't know what bias or pods are, guys, just simply go to the website, tribeforex.com. There is a training course there. You can also visit our trade room on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 to 3 a.m. Eastern Time, and also at 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern Time to trade both the London session and the New York session with Nino, who's not with me right now, obviously, because it's very late. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts here. What we have is the euro dollar, and so we've had a bounce off of this area of support, which was our old trend line, which had been broken already. You can see that price is already moving up in that direction. It's moving up here. We may see a retest of the 138.82 area, and you know, that's really what we have. Now look, inevitably, what do I think is going to happen? I do still believe that price is going to move down. Why do I believe that? It's because we're not quite in the apex per se, and we can actually see price maybe retest this level at 38.82, 3900, 1.3900, and really head down to 136.50. And you know, that's just what I'm looking at on the weekly. If you look on the monthly as well, it's very, very clear that price just isn't quite done yet. You know, we have this reversal candle here. If price passes 139.65, then you know that it's more likely than not going to move up, especially if we have a close above that area. It's going to be very clear what the market wants to do. But really right now we haven't even hit the apex, and we've got plenty of give. We have a nice possible move down even to 30.50, 1.3050 in that range. We can also get down to 136.50, which is very, very reasonable. So we're going to look for that in the long run. In the short run, you can see that price really does want to move up, and it has begun to move up here. We can also see a sell and a movement back down into the ranges of the 3,700 to 3,600 range. All right, so keep your eyes posted. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Sorry, it's been a long day. Dollar CAD, guys. So on the dollar CAD here, what we have is we've got what I said essentially. We've had a consolidation pattern. If you look at the weekly chart, we'll see the same thing, consolidation. We also have a long reversal candle finishing off in a doji. And you can see that price has really begun to move back above this 1.100 area. And we did have closes above that 1.100 area. And so really we're going to look for price to continue to move up on the dollar CAD, potentially for the time being. Let's look for price to at least get to 1.1050. And that's really how we're going to play price action right now. We're going to look for price to continue to move up. Pound dollar, the pound dollar. Okay, so essentially, guys, if you look on the daily here, we had price that closed below the area of support and resistance at 1.6800 and on the pound dollar. So, you know, right now, obviously, we're 4 or 5 hours into the session, 6.5 hours into the session. we're seeing price really break above, and it's really moved above this area. I'm not quite biting yet. We have very strong areas of support and resistance here that I believe that will hold, and we'll have to wait and see where price goes from here. I mean, it could really have a breakout. Like I said, 10% of the time we do have breakouts, but generally speaking, we do see price respect its areas of support and resistance, and that's what we're going to look for going forward today. Okay. So even though price is above here, guys, you can look at the upper time frame, or the lower time frame, sorry. Let's see what I have. Great. When you pass the 50, the 200, and 800, what do you put on your charts? You can definitely look at the Bollinger on the lower time frames, the 80 period Bollinger, and we're right really on that line at this moment. We can also look toward something else, which is I like to put on my charts from time to time, which is the envelopes. Envelopes look good as well. 20 period, MA method, simple, close. Okay, and you can see that those two coincide, and we could very well see a drop somehow on the pound dollar just based upon that. All right, so why do I really believe that the pound dollar inevitably wants to drop? It really is this area of support and resistance. Now, if I go higher and I go to the weekly chart, you can see how this area of support and resistance here has really held. That's a 1.6800 area, and we are testing it again. And, so we could see price break out and continue to move up, but like I said, there's at least a 70% chance that price is going to continue to move in this consolidation pattern, and you can see where the consolidation begins. 1, 2, 3, this is where we are, and of course this horizontal resistance area that we're looking at for our purposes, it's resistance, which is also at 16700. We should see price move back into this channel, back to 15300, 1.5300, and then back again, and then down again. So we have quite a bit of range to deal with. So look potentially for the turnaround here. We could see the pound dollar continue break out of here, and if we do have a breakout here, a real breakout here, then hold on, because we're going to have a lot of great movement upward from 16800 all the way up to potentially 194, 2.000 once again. So we're not quite there. So I'm going to be looking for a move down inevitably on the pound dollar. Okay. And so that's a sell in the euro, buy on the CAD. My dollar Swiss, what is it saying? It clearly is in consolidation, guys, so it's just hanging out here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars within each other, highs, lows, and closes. So we could see price drop a little bit more, but we could more likely than not see price move up to 88.50, which is where the area of support and resistance is, which is the 50 MA. So that's what we're going to more likely look for here on this dollar Swiss. Okay, the dollar yen here. All right, so dollar yen, guys, we had a consolidation, and we did have a bit of a move out of that consolidation. Looked like a breakout for the most part, and we do have this trend line, so we'll see how the market reacts to it. If the market completely ignores it, then we're going to, we're going to get rid of it. It's going to be defunct and completely irrelevant, and we're going to be looking for another area of resistance here. So we'll wait and see what happens, but it is abutting the 50 EMA, and we're going to see if price rejects that area, the market rejects that area, and we can move back in the range on the dollar yen. So not a whole bunch of happening, but this is inevitably what the consolidation pattern is for the dollar yen. So I'm not going to call anything specifically on the dollar yen there. Not New Zealand dollar, on the other hand. We are at the bottom of this channel. So we had a big move up, down again, nice move up, and we're back down here, bouncing off the 23.6 and also bouncing off of the trend line at the lower side of that channel. It really does give us the impression that it wants to move up. So we could see price break down to 86.09 and then really begin to move up here on the New Zealand dollar. So I've got a buy bias on the New Zealand dollar for the time being. Aussie dollar, I really don't have a call on that. Euro yen, I think inevitably, and really looking at price action where it is right now, I think that price does want to head up on the euro yen, and I'm going to be looking for price to get back to 142.64, 142.50 in that range. Now it can meander. We are still in a consolidation here. You know, we do have side-to-side movement back and forth, but I think inevitably it's going to retouch that 142.50 area. Looking at that area of support and resistance. And here you have the pound yen monthly. Guys, we were really abutting a very strong area of resistance from the very top. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches basically, and the fourth one obviously being open, so it does not count. So we have quite a bit of movement here. You can see this trend line here that's formed on the pound yen, how price is really adhering to it, and really we can see the logic in the market here. Price clearly is broken above here on the weekly, but we believe, and I think that there is a very good chance, although we're in the apex, that price will show itself and begin to move back down into this range here. And just to give you an idea, let's go. Yeah, that's it. So we're in the apex here on the pound yen, and we could see a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside here on this pound yen, just because of where we are in the range. So we'll have to wait and see what price action gives us. I do think, looking at this weekly chart, that there are other areas of support and resistance, so we're going to keep our eyes open as far as that's concerned. There it goes. So there's plenty of activity that can occur, certainly on the lower side of this pound yen, and so we'll wait for price action. So to recap really quickly, euro dollar, I think that in the short run we could see a price move up to 138.70. Long term, I think it wants to drop. I'm looking for that on the euro dollar. Dollar CAD, we have a buy. Pound dollar, I think inevitably from here we want a sell. Okay, and we are close to the Bollinger high side, which is 168.40, and we're going to look for price to come back into the range. Dollar Swiss, we can be a sell here, guys, down to the trend line, but inevitably it wants to move up to that 50 EMA at the very least. New Zealand dollar, I think that's a buy, bouncing off of the channel. So I think maybe of them all, this may be one of the stronger ones, just because we have the channel here. We also have price action, which is in line, and also the Fibonacci's, which are in line with a potential buy on the New Zealand. So that looks like one of the stronger signals we have. And of course, we have a consolidation flag right here on the euro yen. We have a bounce off of it. We could see price come back down to 140.36 and then move up. So we're right in the middle of the range, and there's an IBO kind of pattern here, which is a inside bar pattern. So we're going to have to watch price action as far as that's concerned. And so we're not going to call anything on the euro yen for today. But more likely than not, you probably have a buy on and have had a buy on for the last 2 days on the euro yen. And the pound yen is wide open right in the middle of an apex. And so let's just wait for price action to reveal itself before we go from here. But we could have a breakout here to the upside or to the downside, really. So keep that in mind, guys. And sorry for the tardiness. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow in another edition of the Tribe Forex Power Hour. All the best.